Hello, students. Along with preventing the spreading of sexually transmitted infections as well as avoiding the misuse of female foeticide, nothing but we have brought the government introduced an act called Medical Termination Act, right? 1971. Later, made some modification and introduced as an Amendment Act in the year 2017. Along with preferring the people or the couple to use contraception methods to control the population, one more difficulty or a problem in achieving reproductive health is what? Infertility. What is infertility? There is difference between the two term infertility and sterility. But in general, we are speaking the term which one? Infertility. What does this means? Inability of the couple, one more question. It is the inability of the couple to produce children even after unprotected sexual cohabitation for 2 years is called infertility. I repeat, it is the inability of the couple. It could be either the male partner or the female partner inability to produce children even after unprotected sexual cohabitation. They have understanding between them, they agreed for the sex, but they have not used any contraception methods. Unprotected. If it is protected, what do you mean by protected? They have used some contraception method. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು contraception method ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಬಟ್ if they have not used any contraception method, unprotected sexual cohabitation, understanding ಇದೆ, agree ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, they tried for 2 years but still they are unable to produce children, then we call that condition as what? Infertility. What could be the reason? The causes of this infertility are seen in male or female. Usually in the society, the woman or the mother or that wife is blamed for infertility, not giving birth to a child. A woman is targeted mainly, but the study says more than a female, the causes of this infertility are more seen in the males. Infertility problems are more seen in the males. It could be anything. Many reasons are there. In general, when we can speak about what? Exposure, failure of the scrotum in maintaining lower temperature, sperm count decrease, ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ. Or we can say it is impotency or erectile dysfunction, that could be the reason. In female, anovulation. Such many reasons are there. Okay, but remember, more than the female, the reason for the causes of this infertility are more seen in whom? Males. Anyhow, what are the important reasons for infertility? This is the very important 3-mark question, 2018 it seems, that board's exam question. What are the reasons? So it's a 3-mark question. The reasons could be either physical. What do you mean by physical reason? That means if there is any problem in the structure and function of a reproductive system or the parts of a male and a female, ಅದರ structure ಮತ್ತು function ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇದ್ರೆ we can call it as a physical problem, or it could be psychological. Because of psychological problem also, mental related problem also, there is possibility of infertility. Immunological. What do you mean by immunological? There is some problems associated with immunity. You may ask again, what is the relationship between immunity and this reproductive system? Sometimes the immune system may act against the reproductive system or cause some other adverse effects on the reproductive system. So it could be what? Immunological. Even it could be what? Drugs. By consuming alcohol, tobacco, the nicotine or other abusive drugs, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಬೇರೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಸನಿಗೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ಬೋದು? ಇನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಇಟ್ ಕುಡ್ ಬಿ ಮೇಲ್ ಆರ್ ಫಿಮೇಲ್. ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ diseases. Which disease? I already told you in my last lecture. It is mainly by the different STIs galinda agbodu, and even it could be congenital. What do you mean by congenital? A problem present right from the birth, not necessarily be hereditary. ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಬಂದಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹೆರಿಡಿಟರಿ ವಂಶ ಪಾರಂಪರ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ದಟ್ ಅರೈಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯಾನಿಕ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಫಿಟಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಮಗುವಿನ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಟ್ ಕುಡ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟಾರ್ಕಿಡಿಸಮ್, ರೈಟ್? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟಾರ್ಕಿಡಿಸಮ್? ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಸ್ to descend to the scrotum. That could be the reason, or anything else that could be congenital, a problem present right from the birth, ಹುಟ್ಟಿದಾಗಿನಿಂದ ಇರುವ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ, not necessarily be hereditary. Is that clear? A very important 3-mark question. Physical, psychological, immunological, drugs, diseases and congenital are the major reasons for infertility in male or in the female, in both the cases. Now, is there any solution? The question is, if the couple have this infertility problem, can they have any option in the medical field today? Can they get a child? Yes. Today we have options for them. You doctors, you embryologists, you gynecologists can help such infertile couple to have a child even though they are suffering from infertility. And that branch of embryology, I can say, it is assisted reproductive technology. Okay, in short it is abbreviated as ART. art anta heltave. 1-mark question. Expand. What is ART? Assisted reproductive technology is the branch of medicine or the embryology that help the infertile couple to have a child. Is that clear? This ART include different techniques. What are the very important techniques that can help infertile couple? One such technique is in vitro fertilization. Okay, in vitro fertilization, embryo transfer. In short, it is abbreviated as IVF-ET. Again a 1-mark question. Expand. What is IVF? 2 halves are there. Let us begin with the first half. What is that? In vitro fertilization. Then we will go to embryo transfer. What do you mean by in vitro? In vitro means outside the body or in the laboratory. What do you mean by in vivo? Let me write here. What do you mean by in vivo? In vivo means inside the body. In vitro means outside the body, or it also means in the laboratory. You doctor are helping in which process? Fertilization. What is fertilization? Fusion of haploid male and female gamete instead of ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವ ಬದಲು, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರಬಹುದು, you are doing it in outside the body, nothing but in the laboratory. Shall I repeat once again? In vitro fertilization is nothing but, okay, fusion of male and female gamete outside the body in the laboratory by providing almost similar conditions as that in the body. By providing almost similar conditions as that in the body, by providing temperature, by providing nutrients, you doctor are doing this fertilization process in the laboratory. How you will do? In simple, I will try to explain you this concept. In a petri dish, okay, you will first take some nutrient medium. Okay, you will take some nutrients, because you cannot keep the male and female gamete in an empty petri dish ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ವಾಚ್ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ equipment ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. They will die. So you will take a petri dish having some what? Nutrients. Now from that female or the wife or the donor female, either a wife in the ಅಥವಾ from the donor female, you are collecting the ova. You may ask me how. For that, different techniques are available that we will see in the coming sessions. Okay, what we will do, we will collect ova. Imagine we have collected already a ova or the so-called secondary oocyte, either from that husband or from the donor male. Either from the husband or the donor male, you are collecting the semen. The collected semen is added over the ova or the oocyte, where in the laboratory you have to maintain the temperature almost same as that of body. You have to provide the nutrients. You collected the male gamete, you collected the female gamete, you allowed them, okay, both of them you are allowing in the same petri dish. What next? Now the sperm will starts its job and it will complete what? Complete fertilization. It will complete fertilization process. Because of the completion of fertilization, what is formed? Zygote is formed. Where? In the body of that female or in the laboratory? In the laboratory it is formed. ಏನು formation ಆಗಿದೆ? Zygote formation ಆಗಿದೆ. What next? You are still allowing that zygote in the petri dish only. ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ petri dish ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬಿಡಬೇಕು. What happens when you allow it for one more day? This zygote starts cleavage. Which process? Cleavage. You know, it is the mitotic division. Zygote undergo cleavage process and divide into daughter cells. The embryo starts division. You are allowing this zygote to undergo cleavage either up to 8 blastomere stage, or remember that, or more than 8 blastomere stage. You have to allow this embryo up to 8 blastomere stage. 8 means how many? 2 cleavage, up to second cleavage. Suppose if you cannot use that embryo by 8 blastomere stage, you can allow it, it will go, it become more than 8. More than 8 means 16 blastomeres will be formed. Anyhow, in the lab, in the petri dish, after zygote formation, you allowed it even for the next step. What is that? Cleavage. You will wait either up to 8 blastomered embryo or more than 8 blastomered embryo. Any of the one is ready in your biolab. Is that clear? What next? This embryo, you cannot put it in the, what is that, test tube. You cannot tap it, you cannot grow. That can happen only in the Krish or other Hollywood or Bollywood movies. Clear? But here, what you are doing? You are doing only up to this in the laboratory. That's why it is called what? In vitro fertilization. To continue the further growth of the embryo. ಇನ್ನು ಈ ಮಗು ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ, ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಗ್ರೋ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಲ್ಯಾಬಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬಲ್ಲಿ ಪೆಟ್ರಿ ಡಿಶಲ್ಲಿ ಮಗುವನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Is that clear? You have to give the environment of the uterus. Now what you will do? You will transfer this embryo. For that, what you have to do? You have to transfer the embryo to whom? Either to that wife or to a surrogate mother. What do you mean by surrogate mother? ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ತಾಯಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀರಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Surrogate mother. Okay. One who is ready to carry or give birth to that baby, ready to give space for the development of this embryo. Now, how to transfer this embryo to the uterus of this badige tahi or the surrogate mother? By the technique called embryo transfer. Embryo transfer can be done by two methods. What are they? Either you can use a method called zygote intra-fallopian transfer. Okay. Either you can do it by zygote intra-fallopian transfer, or you can use intra uterine transfer, abbreviated as IUT. By any of the one method, you can transfer this embryo to the womb of the wife or that surrogate mother. Now, when to do this ZIFT? When the embryo is with how many blastomere? Very important. 8 ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟೋಮಿಯರ್. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ 8 ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟೋಮಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ನೀವು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಲ್ಲಿ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ 8 ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟೋಮಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಕ್ಯಾಥೆಟರ್. What is catheter? A small spoon-like instrument. Okay, not like what you are using in the kitchen. It's a small, very small spoon-like instrument. With the help of the catheter, along with some nutrient medium, you are lifting the embryo with 8 blastomere. In this method, write down, embryo with 8 blastomere is transferred by passing through the vagina, uterus. It is placed in where? It is placed in the fallopian tube. Very important. You are placing this embryo with 8 blastomere in her fallopian tube. Why? That in which region? In the ampullary region. What next when you place this embryo to the fallopian tube? Remaining everything is natural. What happens is that will continue its cleavage in that lady womb, right? It will become morula, it become blastocyst, it undergo implantation. Andre dear students, ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನೀವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ಲೀವೇಜ್ ವರೆಗೂ ಲ್ಯಾಬಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಏನಿದ್ರು ತಾಯಿಯ ವೂಂಬಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ತಾಯಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವೂಂಬಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ. To transfer the embryo, you can either use ZIFT method, in which embryo with 8 blastomere collected in the catheter by passing through the vagina, uterus, it is placed in her where? Fallopian tube. Okay, now that will continue cleavage, become morula, become what? Blastocyst, come to the uterus, remaining yellow natural, what we learned in the past classes. Clear? Now, suppose if the embryo has more than 8 blastomere, more than 8 means 16 blastomere. Okay, if it has, NCERT says, you have to understand that more than 8 blastomere, then take that embryo with the help of a catheter, okay, and place it where? Instead of fallopian tube, you place it in the uterus itself. So in IUT, embryo with more than 8 blastomere, write down, embryo with more than 8 blastomere is transferred to uterus of the female. Is that clear? So you can use either ZIFT or IUT. 2-mark question. Write the differences between ZIFT and IUT. Hope you understood the difference. After transferring into the womb of that surrogate mother, the baby will grow. The baby born by such technique, we call them as what? Test tube babies. Do it means the baby has grown in the test tube or the petri dish? No, just you helped for the fertilization in the test tube or the petri dish, we call it as test tube. Later all development should occur in the womb of the mother. For that you will take the help of embryo transfer. Write the difference between the two. 2-mark question. Give any 2 methods of embryo transfer. These are the answers. 2-mark question. Along with this, just try to focus. Suppose if the embryo formed by in vivo fertilization, remember this is also very important. What is in vivo? You know, in vitro fertilization. Suppose in a woman, she is having a problem that she can produce ova produce ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಬಟ್ ಹರ್ ಯುಟೆರಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನೇಬಲ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಬರ್ತ್. ಆ ಮಗುವನ್ನು ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಯುಟೆರಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಯುಟೆರಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗುಡ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಟು ಅ ಬೇಬಿ. ಬಟ್ Remember that she can produce what? Ova. In such cases, as she has, with the monitoring of the doctor has to monitor that, as she has produced ova, okay, after the sex or the sexual act with the husband, what happened? In her fallopian tube, fertilization occurred, right? No, inside her body only. In vivo fertilization occurred, because of which what is formed? Embryo is formed. Doctor will monitor it with the help of some instrument. Now in her uterus, the embryo or the zygote which is formed, either having how many blastomere? 8 blastomere or more than 8 blastomere embryo is ready, but that embryo cannot grow in her uterus. What to do? Then you will tell, as this first step is very costlier, already in your body fertilization occur, what we will do is, we will use only the step called ET. ಓಕೆ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅವಳು ಬರ್ತ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಜನ್ಮ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಏನು ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ದಿಸ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಈಸ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ and transferred to some other woman. Some other means surrogate mother. How to transfer? Either by ZIFT or by IUT. What I am trying to convince you here is, these ZIFT and IUT methods are used not only in the case of in vitro fertilization, it is also used in vivo fertilization also. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ನೀಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್, ವೆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ವಿವೋ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್, ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ಡ್ ವೆನ್ ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಓವಾ ಬಟ್ ಅನೇಬಲ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಟು ದ ಬೇಬಿ. ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದಟ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಈಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಸರೋಗೇಟ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಐದರ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಿಫ್ಟ್ or with the help of IUT. In that case also these two techniques can be used. Okay, the third method is gamete intra fallopian transfer. Okay, abbreviated as what? GIFT. Don't get confused. ZIFT is a method of embryo transfer. Now I am speaking about another technique called GIFT. When this method is preferred, when she is unable to produce ova, I repeat, she is unable to produce ova but can provide environment for the growth of the baby. I hope you can compare second and third method. You can easily learn this too. When is the second method applicable? She can produce ova but cannot give birth. Third method is very important. It is preferable when she is unable to produce ova but she can give birth. ಅವಳ ಗರ್ಭಾಶಯ ಯುಟೆರಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಅವಳು ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಅಂದರೆ she cannot produce ova. So what to do in such case? In such case, from a donor female, as she cannot produce ova, from the donor female, what you are collecting? You are collecting ova. That collected ova directly transferred into where? Fallopian tube of such female. Such female means whom? Who is not able to produce ova. Donor female in the collect madida ova anna you are transferring into whom? Fallopian tube of such female. Dear students, such female anta kottidare, which means one who is unable to produce ova. Meanwhile, sperm collected from the either husband or from the donor male, that collected sperm or the semen is placed in the vagina. What next? Already she has ova in her fallopian tube which is transferred by this method, and already semen is deposited in the vagina. Okay, what next? Remaining everything is natural. Sperm will start the journey, carry out fertilization, embryo will grow. What you doctor will do? You doctor just help in the transfer of gamete. Okay, especially which gamete? ova, remember, as she cannot produce ova. Yes, this is the gamete intrafallopian transfer. Next, another ART technique is number 4, intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection, ICSI. I repeat, what is that? Intracytoplasmic sperm injection. When this method is preferable, when she is once again, if the sperm is unable to fuse with the ova, the male has a sperm, but sperm is unable to fertilize. What to do in this method? Very simple. Again, you have to go to the laboratory. This is done in vivo or in vitro. In laboratory, what you are doing is, from the lady, you are collecting the ova. Okay. Meanwhile, from the husband or the donor male, you are collecting the sperm. Now, with the help of some special instrument, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲ್ಯಾಬಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ equipment ಇದೆ. With the help of that equipment, you are pushing that sperm into the cytoplasm of the ova. See students, in IVF, the ova and the sperm are allowed together. They will only do fertilization. ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ತನ್ನ ಸ್ವಂತ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಡೂ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಬೈ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ? ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಓವಾ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಟ್ ವೈಫ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಡೋನರ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್, sperm from husband or the donor male. You are, with the help of some instrument, the sperm is injected or inserted into cytoplasm of the ova. I repeat, read out what? Intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Is that clear? Intracytoplasmic sperm injection, because of which in the laboratory, what is formed? In the laboratory, by the fusion, a zygote is formed. What next? You are allowing this zygote in the lab only for the next step. I'm sure you know this. What you will do? You will allow that either up to 8 blastomere stage or more than 8 blastomere stage. Finally, the embryo is ready in the laboratory. What next? This embryo should be transferred to the uterus of some other female to complete its further growth. So again, you will take the help of which method? Embryo transfer method. You will transfer this embryo either by ZIFT or by what? IUT. I repeat it once again. In this case, the sperm and the ova is collected. Sperm is injected into cytoplasm of the ova. That's why it is called intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Remember, it is a in vitro technique. Lab alli ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು. Point number 2. Okay, zygote is formed. This embryo later to be transferred to the uterus of the surrogate mother with the help of what? Embryo transfer technique, either ZIFT or IUT, that you already know about it. Okay, that is all about ICSI. Number 5, artificial insemination. Already you know the meaning of insemination, but here it is what? Artificial insemination. What exactly it is? When the male is unable to deposit the semen in the vagina. Say for example, when the male is having erectile dysfunction, alva impotency ata samasyagalidre. Remember, very important, this method is done when male is unable to inseminate, or number 2, when sperm count is very low. ಎರಡು ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, when male is unable to deposit the semen in vagina, or number 2, when there is low sperm count in the semen. In both the case, artificial insemination is done. What exactly it is? Very simple. In this method, the semen collected from the husband or from a donor male, the collected semen is just transferred into vagina of the female. How? Artificially. I repeat, the collected semen is deposited in the vagina of the female. That's why it is called artificial insemination. Suppose if the semen has low sperm count, ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಮೇಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನೇಬಲ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಸಮೈನೇಟ್, ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗುಡ್, ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಇದೆ, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾದರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಸೀಮನನ್ನು ವೆಜೈನಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಸೀಮನ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಕೌಂಟ್ ತುಂಬ ಲೋ ಇದೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ? ವೆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೋ, in that case, instead of dropping this semen in the vagina, the semen is dropped in the uterus. Okay, vaginaದಲ್ಲಿ place ಮಾಡುವ ಬದಲು with the help of that catheter, the collected semen is placed in the uterus. Just try to understand. Okay, now suppose if the ova is in the ampullary region, if the sperm count is very low, assume if it is deposited in the vagina, the distance you already know, it is around 30 centimeter, right? Already the semen has low sperm count. What to do in such case? You can either drop in vagina. If the sperm count is good but male is unable to inseminate, you collect the semen, artificially place in the vagina. It is called artificial insemination. Suppose in that semen sperm count is very low, what to do? Instead of placing in the vagina, you drop that semen in the uterus. Now what happens when you place this semen in the uterus? The distance between the two will be reduced, right? See, the distance from vagina to ampullary region, uterus to ampullary region, you are minimizing the distance. What is the advantage? There is more chance of what? Fertilization. In artificial insemination, when the sperm count is very low, instead of vagina, if the semen is placed in the uterus, then the same technique can be also called intrauterine insemination, abbreviated as IUI. I repeat, instead of vagina, if the semen is placed in the where? Uterus. What is the intention? To minimize the distance. Okay, then the technique can be also called intrauterine insemination, IUI. Please don't get confused with IUT. Intrauterine transfer is a method of embryo transfer. Is that clear? These are the 5 different methods of assisted reproductive technology. Number 1, in vitro fertilization, where fertilization is done in the lab, collected sperm, ova is allowed, they only fuse, embryo is later transferred either by ZIFT or by IUT. Difference very important, and all of them are 1 mark question. They will ask expand the term. Okay, number 2, in vivo fertilization. Note that it is applicable to those female who can produce ova but cannot provide environment for the growth of the baby. Hence, the fertilized embryo is collected and transferred to surrogate mother to complete its further development. Okay, third one, gift method is applicable to those female who cannot produce ova but can have normal uterus. What is your job as a doctor? You are just transferring the ova collected from a donor female to the fallopian tube of such female who cannot produce ova, semen into the vagina, remaining everything is natural. ICSI is preferable when the sperm itself is unable to fertilize. Very important, this is done in vitro, in the lab. The sperm itself, you doctor are injecting that sperm into the cytoplasm of the ova. Embryo is formed. That embryo is then transferred to complete its further growth with the help of either ZIFT or IUT. Artificial insemination is preferred in two cases. When insemination is not possible by the male, that time collected semen is placed in the vagina. That is called artificial insemination. It can be even done when the sperm count is very low. In that case, the collected semen, instead of vagina, you are placing in the uterus. Intention is to minimize the distance. Hence, this method can be called intrauterine insemination. These are the different methods of what? Assisted reproductive technology. This entire thing can be asked for 5 mark. 1 mark define infertility. 3 mark mention the reasons for this.